All right, driving impressions. Yeah, the interior. I'm used to a Lexus for the last few years now, and a BMW, and it's a lot wider. This one is a little bit more, how we say, intimate. So, yeah, that's different. Shifter is a little notchy. Clutch is a little bit heavy, so something for me to get used to. It smells like a Nissan, so it's familiar to the G35 that I had many years ago. Drives pretty similar. Right off the bat, I have a couple of dash lights, service engine soon, and the airbag. The airbag is a sensor on the passenger side. I was just looking underneath, and it was rummaged around. Someone took the seats up probably, and something probably got damaged. So I don't know, try to fix that. And the service engine, I ran the code, and it's efficiency. It's below efficiency for the catalytic converter on the passenger side. This car has two banks, two catalytic converters. So the one on the passenger side. So I'll have to address that sooner rather than later, I guess. So why did I choose the 350Z? It wasn't my first choice. I was looking to go back to a G35, so I was looking at G35s. Couldn't find a decent one at a decent price, decent condition one at a decent price. I didn't realize how many G35s are kind of butchered, even 350Zs for that matter. So I was looking at a G35 Coupe, I was looking at an RSX Type S, even a Porsche Boxster, an old one, and an S2000, even a Genesis Coupe. I was looking at my main focus was really on the G35 Coupe. So I guess more of nostalgia reasons. I used to own one many years ago, and I like the car. So I didn't go with the S2000. It's just 4 times the price of this car, way above my I didn't want to spend that much. It's about 4 times as much as this car at a minimum, and it's not 4 times the car, so the value proposition wasn't there. RSX Type S, it was also hard to find a good example of one. They do command a premium. It was a little bit more than what I was willing to spend. A Porsche Boxster was pretty neat, mid-engine car, convertible, way outside than what I'm used to. Ultimately, I didn't choose that car because I wanted a car that I can work on and learn. And I felt that the Porsche's probably not a good car to get into for that. I'm not a mechanic. So yeah, and I wasn't really looking for a 350Z. I stumbled across one that was a good price. Ultimately it was actually sold. So kind of missed that one, missed opportunity. So, you know, and then I started looking into more 350Zs, more, you know, rummaging through the classifieds, you know, looking, test driving them, and, you know, and then I found this one, and kind of checked the boxes. It's stock. It was a platform that I wanted to get into. It's a platform that I'm kind of used to, and so yeah, pulled the trigger on this one. So I mean, the engine, transmission are pretty strong. This is a 2004. I know, looking on the interwebs, I guess 2005-6 is probably the years to get in terms of transmission. This one is, you know, not bad. This one actually works. There's no synchro issues or anything. This car doesn't have this car doesn't have any clutch issues. My G35, when I had it, it was very sticky. Like, you press the clutch and sometimes there's a delay. The clutch pedal had a delay going back up. Something was wrong with it. You know, the G35 too, the seats were kind of uncomfortable. It was my daily driver. It was my first kind of car out of university. I was daily driving it all year round, and, you know, ultimately I just said, you know, I just sold it. The car market has changed. Getting into something like this is more of a rarity nowadays. A lot of you know, EVs and whatnot, SUVs are very popular. So it's cool. Like, this is my third car. Had the itch to buy a car which I can work on as a hobby, and so that's the reason for this. So yeah, Nissan, typical Nissan quality. Interior is pretty plain. There's got scratches and stuff all over. I did repaint the trim here, and that was annoying. Well, the scratches were annoying. I have OCD like that, and I have to get these kind of touch-ups done. Yeah, I mean, I'm also new to YouTube. You know, I'm not a content creator by trade. I use a computer to watch YouTube and do more Excel spreadsheets. So you know, I'm not a creative person. So these videos won't be top quality. I'm hoping to just inform and you know, kind of show my progress in terms of this build specifically. The plans for this car address all the maintenance issues, or maintenance items. Not really, you know, not a lot of issues at this point. Maintenance items like oil change and the, you know, diff fluid, transmission fluid, brake flush, you know, etc. Then I'll get into probably the brakes, suspension, maybe some cosmetic things, small touch-ups here and there. Then I'll work into getting into more power. So that's kind of my plan. We'll see where it takes me. I do wanna, this is just, you know, kind of my weekend car, as I said, and I do want to track it as well. So I'll kind of selectively choose parts and do things accordingly. So currently the car has, well, I did drive it since that walkthrough video quite a bit, so there's a delay here. Right now it's almost at 189,000 kilometers. I did pick it up at about 188, so I did drive quite a bit of it, since then. I couldn't get a kind of a first, you know, I did have a GoPro at the time. I couldn't record this kind of driving experience, but now that I have it, so that's why there's kind of a gap between the initial kind of walkthrough and this driving experience. So, but yeah, you know, I do like the drive. I like the feel. You know, I'm pretty happy with this purchase. I do need an alignment, so I'm gonna get that done once I get my shocks, my coilovers. I do plan to get coilovers. Once I get those and all the supporting parts, you know, the arms and you know, etc., etc. Just gonna get an alignment done then. The steering feels good. You know, nothing wrong with the actual steering itself. It is on the heavier side than what I'm used to. I guess that's what people like. It's not as precise as say a BMW. I know people harp on BMW because, or especially the newer ones, because they can tend to feel a little vague, but they're much more precise. This one, you get the feeling and the feedback, but it's not as precise. The steering's not bad. I mean, it does move, like it's a strange. It's, you know, it moves. It shakes a little bit, right? I don't know if maybe something's wrong with it or what, but I do remember my G35 very similar. Like, sorry, not shakes. It's that's not the right word. But it's not like in a BMW. It stays where it is, right? You're driving hard or whatever. It's not, you know, it's not kind of moving or anything. It's, you turn, it turns. You know, this car, although it's not bad, but it's not a, you know, it's not that. It's not a BMW. But it's good. Like, you know, driver feel, it's good. Connecting this, as people, you know, the YouTubers and all these other journalists are, you know, that's the buzzword. Connected to the road, connected to the car, and stuff like that. I mean, this steering does that. You do feel connected in a sense. The transmission, you feel connected. It's notchy. It's, you know, there's a lot of vibration. So the vibrations from the car transfer to you, and you know, that's what people mean by connected experience. Then yeah, this car has it. But if I'm tracking this car, I don't know if this steering is, you know, I'll read about it. I don't know. Comment below if for those who have a similar car or the same 350Z or maybe a G35 or something similar. What do you guys think about the steering feel? If you do track the car, how is it in track? Yeah, I'd like to know if there's something maybe wrong with mine or inherent wrong with the platform. Yeah, let me know if there's any fix. But yeah, it's you know, at high speed, like there's a slight movement, and you know, I took my Beamer into the track and it was fine. Like I didn't feel any of this. It was, again, precise and you know, good at what it did. Although that's I guess a different class of cars, but a different class of car. You know, that is understandable. But you know, I guess on the back roads, you know, you're putting windows down. You just want to drive and have a little bit of fun and stuff. And you know, this steering wheel is probably preferable. But on the track, I think I prefer the electronic steering of the BMW. The way it's calibrated, you know, that's more preferable. So, anyways, that's just personal opinion. I've yet to take this car to the track. I do plan on, and you know, maybe my thoughts will change, right? So, you know, I'm not rigid in the sense that, yeah, you know, once my mind is made up, it's made up. But you know, I take it to track, or maybe I find some kind of small fix, or maybe something's wrong with this particular steering rack or something. I'll address it, and then maybe it's a night and day difference, and you know, I'm converted. But as it stands right now, it is what it is. It's not the best, not the worst. It does feel good. Not the most precise, but you know, we'll see. Alright guys, I'm just about headed to my destination. Thanks for watching. Till the next time, you know, peace.